Welcome
Welcome
to Timeline Talks.
to the Timeline Talks.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live in Technicolor from the beautiful Hollywood Hills, California. The show where the total retail price of their advice is $0. This is Timelines Talk.
Oh, yes, and welcome to Timelines Talks, the premium exclusive #1 show for all things Star Trek Timelines. I am your host, Captain Idle, and I am joined by the wonderful talents, the wonderful people. Cranky, thank you for subscribing, and 17 months, look at that. I am joined by Walt, who is also one of our moderators, and how many months have you been subscribed now, Walt? You were just saying...
18 months.
18 months. Suck it, Cranky. Eric Nelson, 14 months. Tier 1. Oi. Look at that. You guys are awesome. And below me, our host, wonderful man, scholar, and Agent Daniel.
Below you.
Thank you. It's kicking off. Oh, right. Okay. And Frank is joining us as well. So, guys, welcome. How are you both? Thank you for joining me tonight.
I'm not going to bother to
88.
share my sub because it's only 13 months, and that's just embarrassing compared to all this.
Well, yeah, you know. I wonder who. I think Cranky might be the longest. I think Namer, what are you? Someone's got a long one here. I know we've been. I'm just amazed we've actually been going for that many months. Yeah, that one. But yeah, how are you both? Walt, how the devil are you? Been a while since we've had you on.
Yeah, like a bad smell. You can't give it. No, I'm okay. Got a bit of break from work coming up, so I'm a little bit sort of stressed trying to get everything ready for that kind of thing. You know how it is when you're off. You have to end up just working like a dog all the way up to it,
Yeah.
and then coming back and then working like a dog all the way afterwards. So.
It's housework,
Other than
isn't
that,
it?
good to be here.
Nifty! 16 months! Look at that. Wow. Currently on a 13-month streak. Where were you those 3 months, Nifty? Why is there a 3-month gap in your resume? Who are you? Okay, all right, okay. So, first off, thank you very much to everyone that submitted a show title in the Discord. You have entered your name on the Wheel of Fortune, which we're now gonna spin. So thank you everyone that submitted a show title. Let's see who will win the sub this week. Genosidanian! It's a fix! No, Genosidanian win. So, Genos, let me know when your sub is up and I will purchase you a subscription and you can get access to lots of wonderful channels in our subscriber-only area. All good. So, nothing. Let's do some event winners for the last event, which was winning our wonderful 505 Captain Angel from Strange New Worlds. The winner at number 1 was... Big Buckle Alum, no name namer. Congratulations. Other notable names. Number 4, Pinkskin. Number 8, Evans of Wales. Number 10, We Are Borg. No name namer, 20 months. Look at that flex. He just flexed it. It's like, yeah, you're there with your 16 months. You were there with your 30, got 20. You've been there since the beginning. Number 10, We Are Borg. 11, Danjavin. 13, Iknamor. 15, Siete. 18, Pauhura. 20, Aliens. 21, Sapco. 32, James T. Kirk. 13, Our Voyage Extraordinaire. And 36, Boota. Marvel Snap represent. Frank, I didn't ask how you were. How are you?
I did really great in the event before that.
Did you? Where did you get in the event before that?
The event before that, it was like 7th, maybe?
Oh, wow.
Or 8th. I didn't try.
Was that for Scotty, was that?
That was for Scotty, yes. And then this previous week for Captain Angel, I was going to go for number 1, and then I saw this no-name namer kid show up, and I'm like, well, this is like Make-A-Wish. I want him to win one. I want him to feel special, so I'm just going to lay back and let him win,
Yeah.
So I'll just take a measly 300. And it was phenomenal because I did the skirmish, and then I said, oh, fuck, we got to do the galaxy because I'm just going to drop like a lead anchor. And I didn't drop at all. And
Let's begin with that. So yeah, one of the interesting, notable points about the last event was that during the Galaxy phase, the usual. Not phase. We're not replacing skin and organs here. We're not the Vidians.
Dareth coming soon.
Denara Pelt, special edition. Yes, no, the community reward at however many millions that is didn't unlock, came very close. Very close, but I think this is the first time, not counting the Convergence Day one where they set the rewards at like 100 billion and well out of everyone's reach, but I believe this is the first time, at least in my memory of the game, that the community reward has not been unlocked. Please, chat or guys, correct me if I'm wrong.
One of the first Galaxies did not.
Okay.
Back in 2016. I don't remember which one. It was kind of close, but that was so. For those who may not know, Galaxy events, when they were created back in the past, there were faction events, and they were great. And then the community was separately on the forums, don't go there, complaining about, hey, we've got inventory problems. We've got all these items that we cannot use. We're like building, because there's only 200 crew in the game. We've built stuff for the crew, but what am I supposed to do with like this 2-star hyper spanner? Like, it's just trash. We didn't have the replicator. We didn't have anything. We were walking uphill both ways in snow. So the brilliant minds at DB said, we got you, fam. We're going to make an event for you where you use all that inventory stuff. So you get rid of it and you win stuff. And people were gaslit immediately like, that's amazing. Great. Little did they realize that the first sets of Galaxies required the basic science experiment that's a pain today to get. And previous to that was worse. They had to do a hot fix to like let you get more because it was unobtainable. So Galaxies were horrendous, terrible, low scoring, and people just didn't have the points. And the current need for a community reward was the same back then when the winning score for a Galaxy was like 800,000.
Jumps change.
So, yeah. So it's a little bit different, but safe to say it's been well over 6 years, discounting the Convergence Day thing, which is in its own world, since this has happened. And we never know if it's come close, because usually with at least hybrids, the Galaxy part comes first. And if the Galaxy doesn't, and it comes on the back end, like in this case, there's enough push for the crew reward or for anything. But as we'll talk about, there's just been a lot of Galaxy fatigue and cron use fatigue in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
And the player base is just, they're dead on the side of the road somewhere. Nobody at the office bothered to check. Yeah,
I think there's sort of some of the chat we had over the last few months, in different events. It's like, well, is the rewards not dropped yet? And it's like, people expected them to be dropping sooner than what they have been, even on other events. I can't remember it. I can't remember 2016. I was a very casual. So, my event would have been awful. I would have been.
Is that before or after I had to start taking ibuprofen for my back? That's when I take things by the medication I take.
I could be one of the people to, part of the problem in this event. I barely skirmished. I didn't do anything in the Galaxy because, cron wise, I was done a lot of stuff. Leveling crew, we'll talk about the honor sale, but I was trying to get a lot of the crew sorted out there. And I was like 10,000 or something. I just really didn't put any effort in. It was and I wasn't interested in the purples, so straight away that's sort of going to disinterest me. I don't know with other people in a similar event, with a rerun, and even Captain Spock, I've already got him finished, so there was very little for me to stress about on this one.
It was a very relaxed one. I think not just that. We've had Galaxy skirmishes before. We've had, with the Galaxy in the past, and people go mad for the skirmish and then chill out. But even on those occasions, we've still unlocked the premium pack fairly early on. Definitely by morning of Monday, I've woken up and kind of gone like, oh, good, there it is, unlock, fantastic. But waiting till all the way to the end is a worrying sign that either the crew, the crew you were going for, Captain Angel we'll go over her, go over them in a bit, and also, getting a 400k reward is also very, very good. That being said, like, is this a symptomatic sign of either a lack of interest or people more putting, like you said, Frank, skirmish fatigue? Chime up in chat, guys, how you did in this event. Were you 100% balls to the wall skirmish and then nothing in the galaxy? Because I feel that's a recurring theme for this one especially. But let's look over the event crew itself. Heading over to this screen here. My buttons are all broken yet again because everything just fails, as it usually does on my Steam Deck. Let's have a look at Captain Angel, the crew that you could have won, and you can pick up in a pack if you wish to spend dilithium. Voyage rank number 42. Command Eng Sec from the amazing Serene Squall episode of Strange New Worlds, which gave us some absolutely fantastic Spock and Chapel moments. Very first off, it's saying that they have a collection. They actually don't have a collection. I don't know why the screen is saying that. They don't. 0 collections, however. Command Eng, what's the worth here, gentlemen?
Wait, really?
So firstly, I did a bit of.
Thank you, Cranky.
I did a bit of googling, a bit of checking, and according to Wikipedia,
criminal. Sorry.
The actress does identify as she/her. So.
Okay, that's fine. You can get that one.
But the character Captain Angel is they/them.
Yeah.
Right.
So it gets kind of muddy when you're talking about Jesse James or Captain Angel.
Yeah. I'm going to go with she/her. So.
Okay.
Whatever. I hope I'm not offending anybody on that. And also, the actress is Harvey Keitel's cousin.
Yes.
Sort of second or third removed. Her grandfather is his cousin. So the actress I wasn't really aware of from other works, but.
Captain Angel is in the criminal collection, by the way.
There we go. Yeah, that's the one I missed. Thank you, Janos, for shouting me out there.
If you look at, she's got good power. And if you look at her skill set, she's only third in a triplet, but that's only behind Braxton, who everyone but Stars loves, and a certain other card that nobody probably has got unless they've been doing something crazy, some special deal you can get with.
Because it wouldn't perhaps have cost a fair amount of money in a certain shop that's available at store.web something at timelines.com or whatever the address is. I don't know.
So she's good. I mean, she's ahead of other recent crew with the same skill set. Krem, Chief Engineer Scott, who we haven't talked about yet.
I think we talked about Krem. Yeah, we talked about Krem about a month ago, but yeah.
Yeah, and people like Triple Herder Scotty and Wrathful Kirk, who are still viable voyagers. So,
that old phrase. We've got a hefty command rank, command rank 4. I mean, big bases have been making the reappearance in the last 3 or 4 months. This is no exception, but this is definitely for the people that somehow don't have Braxton. This is a viable option. We're open for spoilers on Strange New Worlds, so people, if you haven't seen Strange New Worlds yet, please go and see it, but we're only sort of limiting spoilers for Picard Season 3 at the moment. But this episode was the whole of the first season of Strange New World was an absolute classic. Like pretty much every episode was a banger, or if not just very above average. This was a really good one. I especially liked having the moustache twirling captain on the bridge, so sort of went from that, oh, my people need help, to Captain Pike, I am here to take over your ship and make your crew admit their love for each other. What did you guys think of the episode?
I mean, it's hard for me to say that was my favorite episode of Strange New Worlds, because every episode I watched of Strange New Worlds was my favorite episode. I am number one fanboy of Strange New Worlds. I really loved, because we're used to just take our little Trek bubble, no other media. We're used to villains being very proper and stern. Picture Khan in your mind, a strong, big brute of a man with a totally natural chest, and standing there and very deliberately and slowly barking orders at his minions or letting you know that he is going to leave you buried alive.
That's good.
That's fine, but I would rather have, to your point, a mustache twirling, silly Looney Tunes type thing every once in a while, because it's a galaxy full of aliens and creatures and people. Surely something like that exists. And this was a phenomenal breath of fresh air of a character that sat on the bridge, feet kicked up on the chair, laughing, just not a care in the world, like, haha, I got you. And in the end, spoilers, when it's time for Pike to say, get the hell out of my chair, which is just a phenomenal delivery by Anson Mount. And, Captain Angel's like, well, I guess you got me. By the way, Spock, thanks for totally screwing up your marriage there and kissing old Blondie. And, hey, by the way, I'm friends with your brother. Bye. Transport out. Like, it was just mwah, chef's kiss, all of it.
Spock had some real trouble with his siblings in those last 5 years, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's not had the easiest of lives, has he? Really?
Not really.
Everything going on.
That's right.
On the bridge, he's like, fuck a brother? I just got rid of a sister. What do you mean a brother?
Sarek, will you stop it? Stop adopting people. Shai says, was Khan not moustache twirling enough? He was pretty not moustache twirling.
Yeah, it was quite some good moustache twirling. Yeah, I think it was a good episode. I remember when I was watched it. I think one of the things that I was caught up in it when they took over. Like, holy shit, how are they getting out of this one? It was like one of them where I honestly couldn't see. Like they're out on it. I was scratching my head trying to work out how they were going to get out of it. And he kind of, even in the back of your mind, you know it's going to happen. It was one of them. It was it was really well done. And as you say, it was some good character development and some interesting plot stuff opened up. And with what happened there, obviously the characters open to come back in the future. So it's always good to have that.
Yeah, hopefully. There is a small amount of news on Strange New Worlds front that season 3 is starting filming apparently, or is starting to filming very soon. So maybe at some point, maybe in season 2 we'll see Angel. No, we won't know until Jesse James Cattell comes out and says, "Hi, I'm here. Look at me." But
Shy in chat says, was Khan not mustache twirling enough? If Khan chewed scenery anymore, Reliant would have exploded from hull decompression. Now, Ricardo Montalban, rest his soul, did a fantastic job with Khan. I have seen other actors play Khan in various sizes of productions, not quite as mustache twirly, but I challenge you, sir, that the true chewer of scenery in Wrath of Khan was not Khan himself. No, Admiral James T. Kirk. And I command you to find me an actor that will not play James T. Kirk from the Wrath of Khan in such a over-the-top kind of way.
Poll up in chat, because that's something Auto does, and I feel like I need to replace it. Who twirled it better? Vote on. Who did the better moustache twirling? Khan, Angel, or Kirk? Vote up now. Yes, if only there was some sort of theatre production of the Wrath of Khan. Wrath of Khan? Khan? Hey, Khan, Wrath of Khan coming. Maybe there will be. Who knows? Limited run. Maybe sometime in May, June-ish. Who can say? Okay, enough about Angel. Let's have a little look. I have a little bit of news. Well, not a little bit of news. As you are probably very much well aware, and if you're not, be made aware right now, the charity show, our Trek Time charity show, the third year that we're running it, is happening on April 23rd. So in a month and a day, we will be spending a good 9 hours raising charity for the International Rescue Committee. And we've got a huge lineup of great guests coming on. We've got Bonnie Gordon and Aaron Moltke going to be talking about Star Trek Prodigy. We've got Bill Krause, starship designer of the USS Titan A from Star Trek Picard, is coming on with Sean P. Tarongo, who designed the Lunar class Titan, and Thomas Marone, the starship designer from Star Trek Online. We're going to have a big starships talk. We've got other podcasts coming on, Strange New Pods coming on, Duras Sisters are coming on, and It's got Star Trek podcast as well. We're going to have a bit of a round table. We're going to have some What the Dub. We're going to have some Star Trek Adventures. We're going to have a full lineup. WRG have now today confirmed they are coming on for a section. Ben and Joe will be on to talk about WRG, talk about timelines and other things as well. But we were taking all questions.
Discord password.
Yes, yeah, and all that. If you have any questions for any of our guests that we've announced, which you can check on our announcement page, please pop them in the interview question thread, which should be under the show on the Discord. Pop in and put some questions in there. We're interviewing Bonnie and Aaron on the 4th of April, so that'll kind of be our cut-off for that one, but the rest is not. The rest will be live on the day. So please come along, help us support the International Rescue Committee. That'll be April the 23rd. It's going to be a great load of fun. Good timing bot. There's the link to the Discord. bit.ly/trek_time. I am so hyped for this.
I know it's a good cause. I'd look at the charity there, but every time I hear International Rescue Committee, I cannot help but think about Thunderbird.
No, I'm exactly the same. No. Oh, hang on, my headphones are broken. Oh, no, there we go. Right, yeah, no, I'm exactly the same. It's in my head. Yeah. Frank, was Thunderbirds a big thing for you when you were younger?
No, we got it in the States, but it was not as big. And it was, I forget which channel it was on. Of course, back then we only had like 3 or 5 channels. I guess it was on what we call PBS, which is more of like our public access.
Yeah.
But it was not that huge.
Yeah, it was great.
That I
love
remember.
it. Yeah. Jenna says we had Thundercats instead. We had Thundercats too. Am I old enough to remember Thunderbirds? When it came back in the 90s, I remember Thunderbirds, yes, because it had a big revival. Well, you'll remember this, back in Blue Peter days when they were making Tracy Island out of paper mache, or if you're just like my dad, just go and come to the shop.
I'm a touch old for it, for the reruns. So,
you suppose, yeah. That was my perfect age. I need to get my boys into it. I do have it all downloaded. Just watching Thunder. We'll do Thunderbird talks next week, maybe. Who was your favourite Thunderbird? Mine was 3. Anyway. So yes, charity show is coming. Please tune in for that. Check on the Discord for some more information as well. We'll have announcements as well. Let's talk about the honour sale that just happened. So we had a little brief honour sale, a week long. Everyone just kind of goes surprise. And if you want to know when the next honour sale is, talk to Genos. He's been absolutely bang on with his predictions so far, because they kind of have been on a bit of a quarterly meter. So have a chat with Genos. He'll tell you when the next one's likely to be, and will probably be, or Mystic Genos will consult his crystal ball of honour sale prediction times. And gentlemen that I'm talking to in front of me right now on my screen, how did you fare in this year's honour sale? Was it as exciting for you, Frank?
I was so excited. I couldn't believe my eyes when an unannounced honor sale went live for 24 hours. It was just the greatest day of my life, and I absolutely didn't even touch it for 3 days. I cashed out all of my honor except for 100K, and got some more sites, and that was about it. I'm anticipating, usually when there's an honor sale, there's a new honor hall crew that comes out like 3 days before, and they didn't do that. So my tinfoil hat, which is currently in the washing machine, is telling me that there's a new honor hall crew on the way, and it's going to be like the greatest crew ever. Like, you're going to airlock all your other crew, and you're just going to use this one person, whoever they are, and it's going to be the greatest.
No, you'll get the honor hall crew, and they'll be awful, and you'll be complaining.
How about you, Walt? How was the honour sale for you this year, this quarter?
The honour sale, like you, I've been keeping an ear and an eye on what Genos has been saying. So
we should all be keeping an eye on what he's saying for security purposes.
His Google search is not safe. So I was hoping it was going to be around sort of March, April, and sure enough, we got it. So that was good. So I had a bit of honour saved up, and I did pretty well. I had no AFBs. So
nice. Always a bonus.
That's big.
So that was great. That was, very good. I mean, I didn't get much in the way of baller crew from it, but I had to take people like Mira Detmer and a few other awful people.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but still no Admiral Cartwright. Still not had to take him ever, so that's good. And I was able to max out with using the retrieve, using the crew I got from the drops and the citations. I was able to max out my Cardassian, Ferengi, and EV suit collections.
Oh, very nice. All collections, all day.
So it's, I mean, some of those, most of those would, I up there put sites on Krem and Ordred Quark and EV suit Uhura. So there was some crew there who were, some good crew that sort of deserved the sites,
and they won't be in the portal for a year at least.
And they're not going to be in the portal for a while, so so you absolutely and
if the game's even around.
So I had a good on sale. I'm more than happy.
Well, speaking of completing collections, there's a brand new collection in the game right now that you can check your collection portal thing, that thing where all your crew are, and there'll be a little number next to it where you can go and claim some new bonuses if you've got a lot of writers. New 20-pack, 20 threshold collection that finally makes use of Jake Sisko, the blue Jake Sisko. He has his time in the sun. He finally has a collection and some use other than just hitting the airlock for that 100 honor. Also, and this one actually might be a bit more worthwhile, it might be time to give Quinn those 3 sites. Because I know a lot of people, myself included, have been... Oh, it's 10 apparently. Sorry, not 20, it's 10. Is it? I don't know. I don't even play anymore. I'm
just guessing.
I'm just guessing at this one. Quinn, who... notoriously, a lot of people kind of get his 2 stars and then kind of go, is he worth it? And over time, he's been dropping in the ranks, dropping in usefulness, dropping in credibility. Now he's a writer. Now he's... Q continuum. He's got something in there that might make you tip that scale towards, hey, that's my 9th out of the 10th. Maybe I'll cite him up. Does this make you want to cite Quinn anymore? Did you already cite him, Frank, or did you?
Yeah, he was. I'm actually pulling him up now. He was cited and probably pretty quickly frozen on a pun intended site. His usefulness was a very short-lived one because his triplet and his stats were outclassed very, very quickly, which is a shame because I really liked the character and I love those Q-centric episodes. But Dip Command or DipSec Command, it's like you sneeze and there's 19 of them out there.
I think the triplet DipSec command might of that iteration, that might be one of the rarest ones. Maybe Sec Dip as well. But yeah, you're right. You're not getting much with it these days.
And he's only in 2 collections now. He's in the Rider collection and the Q collection. Both are very small collections. Both you would be better. You might be able to finish them without him. One day, could there be a collection for Prisoner? Maybe. Explorer? Could be.
We're hoping so. Give JG Palmer a collection. Come on. Someone has to. She's an astronaut. Yeah. So yeah, writer collections out. Go claim. Go get that extra stat boost. I'm glad. How do you feel about smaller collections, guys? Well, how do you feel about smaller ones as opposed to the big monsters that are like Original Thinking or Star Trek Discovery?
Yeah, I'm not unhappy with any collection of any size. To be fair, it's good to see some cards get in collections that wouldn't otherwise have anything. So it gives some value where previously where there was none. I think I've got 7 out of the 10 writers finished. It just felt. Did it feel? I think we were all sort of hoping for the Far Beyond the Stars collection, and this feels like it's the. Yeah, we're not doing that. We'll just do this instead. It's nearly the Far Beyond the Stars collection, but it's not quite. It's not quite. I think the community across the board, everyone loves the Bada Bing collection because of Scapegoat. We like the theme. We like all of a sudden again people were trying to get crew like Yates that looked like otherwise,
I did,
straight,
yeah.
was going straight in the freezer.
I did the same. I
So-
spent like 8 retrievals getting Yates and Kira just so I could have Scapegoat, and now I barely use him. So that won't
and
happen.
and I think if there was that kind of pot of gold at the end of the rainbow there on this kind of collection like this, then all of a sudden, the writer pole stars would be gold dust. Wouldn't they?
I think they're pretty. I think they've gone up in price already. I think before, when we heard sort of a rumor that there might be a writer collection coming, there was definitely some movement in the pole star
rare,
market.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
When you've only got like a dozen crew with the tree, it's it's not like resourceful or something where they're coming out your ears and every other crew's got resource.
I mean, okay.
We'll just add another one to the pile.
Here's a question for you: should every captain be a writer because they're always writing a captain's log?
No.
No. Okay, just me. We might as well.
I'm writing some stuff now. I'm not a writer.
I do find it ironic that, to your point, Far Beyond the Stars has been a long favorite episode of people, not even even DS9 apologists. It's a well done episode. Any Man at a Time episode like that is fantastic. Seeing actors that were always in makeup and prosthesis as real people is really awesome. And we should have had a lot of these cards for a long time. Some of them we have had for a long time. It would have been great to get a mega around them. It would have been great to get a collection with them, with it making a vanity where one of them is the ultimate reward. Instead, we've got a writer collection, and at the same time, we've got events going on with some of these crew and the long-awaited Darlene, Jadzia Dax. Stellar Ice has just died from happiness. Not a writer.
No. The typical even holding paper. She's even holding paper to work with, and not a writer. Should we talk about Darlene? Yes, this is the first Dax since, I believe, 2019. Alternate Future Jadzia Dax, I believe, was the last Dax Jadzia variant. That is, we've had a couple of Ezris along the way, but the last Jadzia Dax variant to come along, and she is Dip Command Psi communicator. Makes sense. Resourceful, inspiring. So a nice amount of collections there, but with that skill set, are you talking about a Voyage rank 95? It's nice to have a new Dax, but I feel like there was a lot of people, Stella included, and a lot of people thumping on the forums to say, like, we want a new Dax. We want a new Jadzia out. It's been so many years, we're huge fans, and then this is what they kind of come up with.
I'm glad they didn't make her a 2-star, because I was worried that that's ultimately where it was going to go. And it's ironic because, and we'll probably talk about it later, but it seems like every crew that's came out lately has been Voyage rank 34, Voyage rank 38. And first to admit, I'm not mad about it, because there was such a long period of time where we were getting Voyage rank 190, and that was a Tuesday pack, and that sucks. That's dumb. No. And then years later, when they're finally in the portal and the portal's diluted, those crew are worthless, not even worth your time. So going from weeks and weeks and events of, Voyage rank 34 to Voyage rank 95 is, that's kind of a drop. And she's got a good dip base, but dip bases are, she's number 6 now.
Yeah.
So she's got to compete with Uhura from the Honor Hall that nobody should get. She's got to compete with Professor Sato, who I refuse to give the right name to, returning Saru, and President Archer, and human Saru. So, just from a base rank, if for her to ride shuttles, there's a lot of competition that most of you will have, because a lot of those crew were giveaways.
Yeah. And it's... sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I mean, Voyage rank 95, I mean, with a different skill set, that'd be someone who'd get on some voyages, but who's going to get her? I mean, and Voyage... use it for voyages, because if you look again, the triplet, it's like inspiring Burnham, Lieutenant Commander Spock, the Union Spock and Kirk. That again, a lot of us have worked at getting, to get that to the crew. There's a few others, Archer and Porthos, and then even other sort of non-exclusive or non-giveaway crew like the Duplo Emissary, Ancient Humanoid. In that triplet, there's a lot of competition, and if you look at their traits, Communicator, well, she's going to lose out to Returning Saru. Inspiring, she's going to lose out to Burnham. So I think we all wanted the card. I think we're all happy, and some more happy than others. And the art's good. It looks like Terry Farrell, and doesn't look like some kind of
Yes.
like you ballsed up, Idol.
Why is that?
We recently had a Jadzia.
Did we?
We had purple trill.
Allegedly, that artwork, you can't tell it's Jadzia. That could be
we
anybody.
did, didn't we?
That's a
Symbiont
legend.
Pool. Yes, no, you're quite right.
Symbiont Pool, yeah.
That was so awful. I completely forgot about it.
But I'd forgotten until I was talking about. I was just about to say what.
No, you're quite right. Gosh, yeah.
We just had.
No, that wasn't anything resembling Terry Farrell. That was.
But yeah, absolutely. But absolutely, this is the point. We've got some good art.
Yeah.
It's not a bad card at all.
But I think, like you say, like with the skill set, any other skill set, if she'd have been med engineering, well, not that you have any right to give her that skill, but at least you could have tried, or had anything other than
Command med.
Yeah, anything in there.
Would have.
Or even med as a primary, you could probably swing it by some sort of. I mean, if you have Tourist Quark med, you can give anyone med. Like, it's medicine for the soul, is the secretary is. Or I don't know, I'm winging up excuses here, but yeah, you debut anyone dip command psi or sec, and then not like Voyage ranks 1 to 5. Nah.
Yeah.
No. And Jenna says she's not a writer because she's a secretary, and I'm like, well, secretaries do a lot of writing. Like is typing a trait? Is that different?
Not everybody in this game. We've actually seen, just in the discords we're in, there are new players to this game. Shocking, I know. And we're glad to have new life. So not everybody playing has Burnham or Reunion Kirkensbach or Human Saru. So this could be potentially, if they're able to withstand the brunt of a whole galaxy, this could be one of the better cards that a new player gets, or somebody like Stellar Ice, who's probably going to win the event. And I'm happy for those people. There is a use for every card. This is not Stars going, who is this for? I mean, there was obviously intention for this card 6 months ago, and we're just now getting it. And
you say about the full galaxy. At least a galaxy is an accessible event for everybody.
Yeah.
It depends how new you are.
You can have a certain amount of cards. But, not like it's not like the faction events where the accusations of people buying the win and
accusations.
Skirmishes where let's be honest, I don't have the time in my weekend to devote to a skirmish to get the win out of that. But at Galaxy, you can kind of do it a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more at your own pace, and still get a decent rank. Maybe not like top 10, but you can get sort of certainly top
with most events. You've kind of just got to sit in front of the telly with just
tapping away.
Know the game enough that you could just sort of tap off to the side of your vision while you do something else, and you can find yourself like in a proper little routine. I've done many a skirmish doing that back in the days before we had auto and 3x mode. I tell you what, used to just smash the screen with my palm. At random, and things happened. Okay, carrying on the Stars Beyond the Far theme, Far Beyond the Stars theme, let's have a look at, no, not them, The Preacher. Another Joseph Sisko variant. Finally, number 2.
Another bad Joseph Sisko variant.
Unfortunately so. Super rare, so who cares? But Communicator inspiring, but just 2 skiller. You're still releasing 2 skillers these days, WRG, are you?
Brock Peters cannot get a 3 skill card in this game. Brock Peters has 3 cards in this game.
Maybe that's the joke.
Brock Peters has 2 skills among himself. Well, Admiral Cartwright has security, right? I think he's command security.
Maybe.
He's a 3 skiller, isn't he?
Oh, he is a 3 skiller. There we go. But it doesn't count because he's Cartwright. Cartwright has 2 skills, command and dip.
Sorry, I apologize.
Oh, so Brock Peters is only command dip in this game, regardless of who he is, what he is. He's only a skillet, and not a good one. This is his best card in the game.
Oh wait, no. Joseph Sisko has Psy.
Oh, well,
So-
that doesn't count.
It's not a real Brock Peters.
No.
Yeah, you kind of wonder what Brock Peters has done to upset somebody in the game, because somebody in the game doesn't like him. And as you say, this is going to be one of those cards that you'll get, and you'll go, yep, another notch on the collection, and off to the freezer, and that'll be it.
I'll tell you who doesn't like Brock Peters. Admiral Layton. Admiral Layton doesn't like him. Wouldn't take the blood test. And then he's got inroads to WRG. Said, you know what? Nope, 2 skillers. From now on. That's how he punishes Sisko. Take out on his dad. Anyway, that's how interesting this card is. Yeah, this isn't great. I mean, like, at a far enough point in the game, you are like we are, super rares. You just get them for the collections and throw them in the bin. But like you say, for any new player looking at this card and going, well, should I? I'm like, you can skip it if you want. Don't be afraid to skip events.
He could have been the Far Beyond the Stars gold card.
Yeah. Why doesn't he have med?
He could have been Dip Command. But with just some better numbers, could make him viable for Gauntlet or something, or just something crazy, something weird or wonderful, not quite a Mitchell crazy, but something weird or wonderful to give it some value. And everyone go, oh yeah, look, it's interesting, it's something a bit different. But you just go, okay.
Yeah, I mean, why does he have med? Why doesn't he have Psy, for instance? Like, people, other cards in this game have Psy for religious usage because there isn't a God tag. There is Dip Command God. So, why not add it on there? I thought after we saw Technician Uhura, I thought we were over 2 skillers. I thought we were past this.
he's got as much right to the blooming sex skill as Graduation Amanda.
Yeah. Hey, everyone can have the sex skill.
I'm gonna leave the joke alone because there was a door open there for that joke with a priest, and I'm not doing it. I'm taking the high road. Instead, I'm gonna say, may the gods of timeline bless whoever has to write the big book note for this guy.
Is it you?
No, it's not.
Do we know who it is? Have you decided?
Yes. Oh, yes. I tricked the person. I was like, I'll take Darlene. It'll be fine.
3 months later. Okay.
You get it.
For the next Far Beyond the Stars crew, because you're right, this should have been a mega. We've had 3 already in this short space of time. It's like a mini mega almost. But Night Writing, Benny Russell, and again, Dip Psy Command. Voyage rank 52. 4 collections. Sorry, Writer is now a collection. But again, I think anyone that's released these days with about 2 collections just by default, I think. But this is a card you're going to event for. But what's the worth here? Because I'm not really seeing it. Someone tell me why I want this card, other than the fact it's Sisko, the art is awesome, and it's an awesome episode.
In that skill order, he is streets ahead of everyone else.
Oh, really?
So if you just look at the skill order, I think the next one is Mambo Picard or something.
Mambo.
He is a lot better than in that skill order.
Interesting.
As we talked about with Darlene, with the triplet, if you look at different order, yeah, it's just there's a lot of competition. Even if you look at the primary, secondary pair there, Dip and Psy, he's only just ahead of Ancient Humanoid and Pup Card.
Yep.
Card number 1. He's only just ahead of those 2. I think they're Psy primary, Dipsec.
Yeah, he's sort of top for diplomacy in that triplet. If you wanted some Dip main, but you're either taking this for Voyagers, in which case you can cover that Dip skill somewhere else. If you're taking it for eventability, something there maybe.
Is he a Cisco variant? I don't know.
Yeah, he should be a Cisco because Benny Russell is a Cisco. Yeah, regular Benny is.
So then he'll get he'll event for that, but again, there's not exactly. Most of us have got a few Ciscos under our belts as well. Really sort of looking for those. So,
we've had several Ciscos lately.
We've had a lot. It's been the year of Cisco, pretty much.
Yeah. And some good ones too.
You know, Ishan, and I say, this is, you know, I'm aging myself in timelines already. I'm saying Ishan Shay Cisco, like that's a new card. I'm pretty sure he's 3 years old now. It's new to me, damn it.
Just featured in a. Was he featured in one or he was featured in a campaign? That's what it was.
Oh, possibly, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Cisco's. This one is okay. Anyone in chat going to go for him? Are you going to go for him?
Is it? No, I probably won't. I'll be honest. I think this the event, looking at everything else going on, I'll be on thresholds and out. But it's, you know, another one of those cards that's got. It's another character that's basically got 2 variants from one episode.
You can do, I mean, yeah. We're still waiting for all the Q variants from Encounter and Farpoint. We still don't have like the drug addicted Q.
We've got like 3 Spocks from the motion picture.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing, and we got 2 Seranas from 1.5 episodes.
We did, yeah.
Like that.
I'm pretty sure we have 2 Mariners from one scene that are literally like 3 seconds apart. Yeah, from the first
There's
episode.
somebody else like that too. Oh God, who is it? Well, there's several Spocks from the motion picture.
Yeah,
not obviously, but
he's got a new hat.
And the Killing Game. I think there's a few Janeways. There 3 Janeways from the Killing Game or something like that. It's
yeah, possibly. There's the Klingon Janeway and Madam Janeway.
Resistance Janeway.
I think Agent Janeway's an original, I think. Oh, it should be an original anyway. But anyway, yes. Namer says him and Emissary Cisco are the only Ciscos with a dip primary, so that's worth something. If you're looking to fill out the niche, and I think that's, if you're at that point now, you know, fill out the niches in your collection, he's probably worth something there. Just maybe, again, right.
It's certainly not bad.
Yeah.
You know, if we can look at it, get some good traits. He'll get some voyage. You might get some voyage out of him.
Yeah.
But, you know,
And 4 collections is not well, 3 major collections as well. Inspire and Vet and Communicator, I can't say that 3 times fast, are, you know, fairly beefy collections. So, you know, it's nice to have one set of sites that you can use to knock all those out and get yourself a fancy avatar at the same time.
and it's good artwork. I mean, that's
very good.
And I'm willing to judge the 2 Benny Russells we now have as 2 different entities almost, because you've got the end Benny Russell of it's real, and then you've got the more calm in the office with everybody setting the stage. So
check out the pictures of my space station.
Yes,
look what I drew.
But I'm happy it's good artwork. I'm happy that we're getting, again, broken record, I'm happy we're getting good cards with good voyage ranks. Not the way the event structures are right now, but I mean, that's, the horse is dead. It was beaten to death. It's gone to the glue factory, and now my kid uses the glue on his art projects, and I'm still beating it. So
keep being away. Okay, let's have a chat about, so talking of imaginary things that may be real, but who knows, 9.2.0 is almost out. It is, in fact, it has been pushed to, you're seriously, mobile users, you're very, very close, very, very close.
You can feel it.
You can literally smell it. It's on Facebook. It will be on Facebook. The update has been pushed, and WebGL, which is the one you just log in. But apparently it is actually being pushed very soon. In the next few days, 9.2.0 will actually be coming out. The update that everyone's kind of been waiting for, and not quite sure why it has taken this long. Would you like to hear what is in 9.2.0?
I'm excited. Tell me more.
Yeah, indeed. So, fleet boss battles can now only be started by admirals and officers. No longer will you have that rogue person in the back starting an easy boss battle now in the middle of a fleet boss battle objective. Frank?
Do you know how much fun I have? I have 2 alts that I just sit, they're not named, they're low level, they just enter fleets randomly, they start up fleet boss battles, and they leave. Do you know how much fun I've had with that?
That's amazing.
Just the amount of crap that people have lost. I can't do that anymore. Thanks.
I didn't even know.
Thanks
I never thought about
WRG.
drive-by sort of fleet noding.
God, it's great.
We have had some recent issues in Cab Fleet with people who starting battles when they don't need to, when there's ones we're trying to finish off, and some of them have had to be kicked out of the fleet.
Wow, you're taking
if they're
drastic
opting.
measures.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're trying to pull together as a fleet.
Yeah.
Particularly with theoretically, we'll be getting the expansion to the Captain's Bridge and the levels there that we're looking for. We're trying to pull together as a fleet. We're trying to get some of our fleet members who are not quite at level 20 yet. We're trying to get them up still. And some of us are we're pulling together as a team. And then when you get people who are disruptive, then sometimes the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
All the needs of the one. So yes, you can hopefully soon that will actually come in, and whoever, unless you're one of these fleets that just makes everyone an officer, in which case you are the problem, you will be able to soon keep things organised, as it were, unless you don't really care about that. But I think there was definitely an issue early on. I believe a lot of fleets, like you say, Walt, have sort of cracked the whip a bit and just stop fucking doing this. I do think that maybe during the fleet boss battle objective events, I know there are a few people that quite like those for opening easy and normal ones without having to sort of worry about everyone else sort of doing it would be maybe affect a little bit. But hey, a little communication. If your fleet has a Discord, go and join it. It's worth it. It's good. It's good to talk, because the in-game chat is crap and has been confirmed that will never get fixed. So that's your choice. Also, there is going to be more on the existing Captain's Bridge. There will be more, as Ben stated previously. They're not going to go ahead yet with a new bridge, but the existing bridge with the TOS theme will be extended with more levels and more rewards. And I'm wondering if they're going to put a crew in there. I wonder how high they're going to take that. What would be on there?
Yeoman Rand appears from that.
Yes. 1-star Yeoman Rand. Hitting level 40 or whatever. What would you like to see on a campaign? Chat, chime in. What would you like to see on a improved fleet Captain's Bridge after what you've already got? And now you talk.
It's such a deep, pondering question. I've got to get comfortable in my seat, and I've got to think. We've had this in beta, by the way. Ben was very adamant to say, and which you're listening. Hi, Ben. That this is a beta. This is a public beta. It's an open beta, and there will be kinks. So I'm wondering, at what point do we put the stamp on it and say it's official? Because I'm a stickler for things. I've been very used to my voyage animator boosts, which are great for people who like to chase longer voyages, especially now that we're getting gold exclusive crew and voyages, which means my voyages need to go a little longer so I can at least try and hit those 100 honor dilemmas. As far as the boss battle centric buffs, like take reduced damage and reflect more or whatever, who cares? Because as it is with my fleet, if Ultra Nightmare is the hardest it's going to get, I have, very bored in the middle of the night when everybody's asleep, I have taken my 2 accounts and taken a brand new Ultra Nightmare and cleared all of the nodes from start to finish.
Wow.
It's very doable for a fleet that has communication. Communication is key. If you get 10 people to sit down and just share a spreadsheet and say, hey, here's the nodes. Not everybody all at once. I need one person to volunteer and run like these 2 or 3 crew. Get your points too. We'll knock this thing out fast. That's what you have to do. And then you can really start building people up. But it's never going to get any harder than it is now. No matter how many times they increase the rewards, it's still just going to take a really focused and communication-centric fleet with a plan of action. It's just going to take them 8 to 10 hours to knock a boss out, and that's it. So I don't think the buffs need to continue like that. I think there need to be more expansive rewards for the individual person. If you want to buff, crew specs, that's fine. If you want to buff more unique things like Valor recharge, give us more Valor. I would love to see that kind of stuff. I don't want it to be a copy and paste, although I have a feeling it will be. We'll see.
Yeah, I think for me, there's two ways of looking at it. One is, well, what would you like? And then don't think about it too hard because you won't get that and you'll just be disappointed. Or just to see what happens and just, I'm kind of like with Frank here. Anything different would be nice. Just well, that's a surprise. That's a change. Something again to just make it. Oh, that's a bit different. We weren't expecting that. If it's just more of the same, it'll be like, oh okay, and then any shine that was going to come back, it will wear off very quickly if it's just more of the same. I think. So if you're watching, Ben or anyone, just give us something. Just give us anything that's a bit interesting, different.
Trainers.
Since especially we went from hey, and I'm going to say this out there just in case Ben does listen or anybody. I am not crapping on you. I do not hold you or the other two people that are still left in the studio responsible for anything that has happened whatsoever. I'm happy there's still you guys left. I'm happy there's still a game. And the fact that you guys are keeping the game running despite everything that has happened to your coworkers and your company is shocking to me. And it's a testament to how much you actually believe in the product, because you could have jumped ship and you haven't. And that's a rogue comment, but I'm just saying it. You could have taken a job somewhere else to feel job security when everybody around you is being, but you didn't. And you've said publicly that you believe in the mission and you're going to continue it. You have the dedication for it. I believe it. You have the passion for it. And I'm very pleased to see that. And it really shows here. However, the little things that you can control that will buy a lot of goodwill for the community, exactly what he just said. Think about the rewards, because we're not getting unique bridges anymore. We're not getting a TNG bridge. We're not getting a DS9 comms console. We're sticking with this. We're not getting a new boss. We're sticking with this. So we're just going to keep stacking rewards and stacking rewards. So make them good. Make them unique. Don't be cheap, because you're only going to get them once and then it's done.
What about a blue site so you can put it on Jake Sisko and finish the writer collection? There it is. Money in the bag. I got it there. Okay, so next up on the 9.2.0 patch is improved. This is the best one. Improved ship selection when starting a voyage. Thank fuck, because literally hitting 42 times to find the Zindian sectoid ship just got really, really annoying. And most of the time I just went bore cube, we just send whatever the data core says. Like, finally we can actually search and select for ships, which is godsend. Finally.
And the irony is, because I did this earlier, I was in Discord and I fired up the Facebook version, which wouldn't let me log out and actually put in my credentials. So I had to start a new account, and then I ran away from that. And then somebody was kind enough to give me the Iggy on what the actual web portal of the game was. Got in and played with what we can see of 9.2 so far, and specifically with this. And that was really cool because my trait was War Veteran, of which there's only like 5 ships that even apply. But by the time in my mind, I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have to hit 47 times to get the Enterprise E. I didn't even know that Enterprise E was the best War Veteran in my roster. I would have had to like scroll until I saw a gold little splash. But if I know that it's the Enterprise E, is it going to be faster for me just to go tap, 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 or hit the yellow, hit the search magnifying glass, type in War Ve, go, like, but that's me being hyper nitpicky. Otherwise, I was so happy to see it. It was awesome. And it was like an easy quality of life stuff that people have been begging for since Voyages started.
Pretty much.
Yay. You got it right.
Since you got more than 10 ships, then yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Which are the other war veterans? The Prakesh is one. The D is a war veteran, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I've got to know now. I've got to know.
Ship traits. That's a rare thing we don't look at that often.
Please hold.
All I just see is people
open the
complaining
game.
about Malon or Fighter. It's like, it's Fighter again.
Exactly.
It's Malon.
I had 3 this week. My 3 consecutive voyages were Hirogen, Freighter, and Raider. I was like, oh.
Raider, which is you can use now if you go to the web portal and spend a lot of dilithium, you can get the Cyrene Squall maxed out and go raiding.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Yeah, so the last thing, apart from fixing an issue with iOS purchasing, is this one confuses me a little bit, because this one says more information will be displayed during away missions to help you choose the most efficient crew. To which I'm kind of saying, I'm thinking, like, does this apply in galaxies, or is this purely just away missions? Because at the moment, who's still running away missions?
Well, and I think this is intended for a upcoming game feature that Ben's been teasing for some time. I laughed when I found this accidentally and showed everybody in Discord, because the ongoing joke this week, if you view this 5 years in the future, the ongoing joke this week has been expeditions, bring them back. And to which the response is, do players really want that? No. But it was ironic because the UI now, when you're selecting a crew member to go on a node, it like gives you, hey, you've got 100% chance of critical success, and you've got 100%, like it tells you all this stuff that's really neat. Oh my God, if you had that in Expeditions, different world. And I laughed about that. Very like new players will find it useful, which anything to help new players on board easier.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. And if this applies to a future game mode, I think that's really cool too. And the fact that it's got to tell you critical chance success and all that makes me think it's kind of like expeditions or away missions, that it's going to be useful where you need somebody to hit a high value. So I'm just, hey, whatever it is, I'm excited, because that's something potentially newish, different.
Like new.
Yeah.
But
I think, let's wait and see. Let's see what it does, and then.
with new features, we'll have to wait and see on that one. We'll see what the effects of the layoffs at WRG have been on productivity. Things we've been hearing is not great, but we'll just have to see. We'll have to see if it can be done. Like 9.2.0 finally coming out is a little bit of assuaging that, new client updates, even though this has been in production for a long, long time, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot in this update to warrant. How long has it been since 9.1, since Fleet Boss Battles? Like, we're going to be talking about 9 months, maybe almost a year. So, there's a lot of waiting going on with this one. How about something a little bit more positive? We know, right, so a few months back, there was the Player's Choice voting, which happened on some sort of poll somewhere that was posted where you could all vote, and you voted, and the winners have been announced. So the Player's Choice mega event arc, which I believe is going to come in June, possibly, it's going to be the Temporal Cold War. So if you haven't had enough of Archer and Daniels and Zindi, or shadowy figures, or sphere builders, you're going to get some more of that. Maybe there'll be the Enterprise J as the ship. That would be awesome. The biggest, most ugliest Enterprise you could ever see flying, which I have a model on. Oh, I have a model up on my shelf as well.
How dare you talk about the B like that?
The B is awesome.
Excelsior class is ugly. I said it. Nobody wants to say it. I'll say it. Excelsior's ugly.
Someone wake Sean up. He needs to fight.
I can be persuaded to be on Team Frank here.
What? No, the Excelsior's gorgeous.
No, right. Let's just pause a second. We can't move on too quickly. If you Homefront, or the other episode from DS9, that other one. When the Defiant's fighting the Lakota.
Yep.
And the Lakota looks horrible.
No, the Lakota, the refit Excelsior is brilliant.
And it's like,
oh my gosh.
The nacelles are just like totally perpendicular.
No, when they added those extra impulse thrusters on the back, fantastic. But I like the OG. Like, how could you hate this ship? Like, look at that.
The Excelsior is the equivalent of a guy who goes to the gym for a year and skips leg day every day.
Well, even hang on, look. Jesus, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. I'm not going to stand for this.
Frank, you and me have got a new thing to bond this on here.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. It's
Definitely not inviting you guys to the Starship talk with Bill Krause.
And I love the Monster Maroons. I love the original 6 movies. I am happy Sulu got command of his ship. I am happy that Scotty took 3 bolts out of a computer of the best ship that Starfleet had ever built, and it crippled it. Because, holy crap, what more do I need for my argument than Scotty took the equivalent of, this piece of gum and this chapstick I have right here, and he broke the whole damn ship. That's the reason the Excelsior is not a good ship.
I mean, not a good ship, but it's a good-looking ship. Like, okay,
it looks horrible too.
only from like a couple of angles. Again, just looks rubbish from them.
No. What is your favourite looking ship? How can I trash on this? What's your favourite ship design?
In all of Trek.
In Trek.
Starfleet, we're talking.
Oh, someone's brought out his Sovereign. That's pretty good.
I might go with the Valdor.
The Valdor, okay. How about Federation?
I do like the E. The A. I think the A is the.
He's one of my favourites, definitely. Chat. Who's voting for the Jaeger class? The horrible Marquis Voyager hybrid. Okay, well, we're going to have our own discussion on starships at some point. I definitely want to. Maybe after we've had Bill Krause on. Oh, with the Parliament, yes. Shy says, yes, the Excelsior is only good from a few angles. Front, back, top, bottom, and sides, and plus a few of those.
Captain Kirk was so sick of being on an Excelsior class ship, he couldn't die fast enough to get off of it.
Yeeted himself out of the bulk.
Day, everybody.
Come for the D. Okay, all right. So that's the Player's Choice Mega Event. Is all Excelsiors. No, it's the Temporal Cold War. I think the other 2 options, Starfleet Medical, Physician, and Lower Decks, didn't win. There was another choice as well, Player's Choice Campaign. The winner was EV Suit with a new EV Suit Tendi, because of course Tendi's going to win, with existing EV Suit Reed and EV Suit McCoy, which actually sounds like a pretty good campaign. EV Suit Reed is not slacking much these days. What lost, though...
I voted for that one. That's the one I voted for, because out of the 3... That was the only one where the existing gold was. I didn't have
personal.
That would me. Absolutely.
Number 2 was Dress Up with Sir Adia Ortegas, which would be great for the Elysian Kingdom collection if we ever got it. Princess Tonya, and Trill with Kirill Odan. If you don't remember, that's the Odan that the female one that appears at the end that confuses Beverly. But yes. We've got Katinga is Grimacing Mood's favourite ship of all time. Katinga's good. I've got a Katinga up here. Let me reduce it from its shelf. I'm just surrounded by starships. as one should be.
Is that not a D7? Don't we just assume that? Don't we just assume that, like, whatever we choose is just going to be, we get them in that order? So the one you choose, you get that one first, and then you get the other 2 later on anyway. So
well, yes, exactly. Yeah, we have seen artwork of Kirill Odan, so I think this happened with the collections as well. I believe Trill and can't remember 2 others were in the collection. Yeah, they all came eventually. So. Well, since we're talking about removing and engineering and tinkering with ships, how about we talk about next month's campaign, and let's have a look at the crew. Chief Engineer Rutherford, if you are an Uber campaign purchaser and you require some more Lower Decks animated crew in your life, lo and behold, Chief Engineer Rutherford is here, donned in motion picture-esque engineering garb, which I actually can't remember the episode this was from. Half made me wonder, hang on, is this an original? But it hasn't stated this an original. I'm just faltering on my Lower Decks knowledge. But gentlemen, Eng Command Sec and Tier 3, Voyage Rank 43, what do we think?
Not an original, by the way.
No.
Playing the part of Automaton 2000 this week.
Oh, we haven't done any of the fucking things, have we?
During a drill, Rutherford's attempt at an iconic heroic sacrifice is foiled by the mundane reality of pain.
Okay.
And also to call out immediately, what great traits, human mirror universe.
Yeah, that was the one that confused me. Why is he Mirror Universe?
He's
That's
not.
no, exactly.
Elsewhere in the episode, you may see a, no spoilers, mirror universe Rutherford somewhere. You may be seeing several Rutherfords. This Rutherford is not a mirror universe. I don't know why they gave him that. I'm not
I have a
shocked
theory.
that it happened. I'm more shocked that it hasn't, well, I can't say that. I'm not shocked it hasn't been removed yet. I will be shocked if they don't remove it in like 3 or 4 days time, and then there will be threads on the forums of like 3 people going, come on, why? Because then you just lost a collection and usefulness.
Aren't you sad now that Will Riker no longer has the Trill trait? Because that would have been such an easy fill on that collection. They did remove that one. He was
As
an
long as he
ambassador as
doesn't
well.
screw with Breen Disguise Ducat's flavor text, I really don't care what they do, as long as they don't do
Yeah.
that. The day he does that, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So tell me, gentlemen, should one pay one's hard-earned $22 or however much it is these days, depending if you use the web shop or not? See, I'm doing your promotion for you, WRG. You should be paying me. But is this worth the cash over other options that you could potentially retrieve?
Well, this campaign's got a lot of soft spots for me. So we'll go from the bottom. We've got Octula Forge is the purple, and I think he may have been my first purple in the game, way back in 2016. And at the time, I thought he was incredible. Obviously, now he is dog awful.
Wait, is it Dr.
You know, at the
LaForge?
time,
Is he the freebie? I'm sure he's been a freebie before. I'm sure he's been, or at least he's been an
He's
event
Been
sort.
in several expedition events.
So, like I say, he used to, for a fleeting moment, he was amazing, but he's no good now. But anyway, the existing gold is Tribble Herder Scotty, who is 3.5 years old.
What do we have here? So stats.
And he has got the same triplet Eng command sec, or not different order, isn't it?
Yeah, sec command.
So same triplet as Rutherford there. He's got the important tribbled trait, which is a very hard collection to finish. Despite being 3.5 years old, and it says voyage rank 133 there. If you get him and you've got anything that's lower than Frank's sort of roster, he'll get some voyages.
He voyages for me.
He gets the tactician seat. I think he pulls on in engineering. He's good. He's still viable. I'm not saying he's a card that I would trip over to get to him, but he will do a job for most rosters. Then we get to the top and we get to Rutherford. He is very good. He is again a step ahead above the recent Scotties. Both Scotties, there we are, Chief Engineer Scott. Again, same triplet. He's better than about the same similar area as Angel in that triplet.
I think I need to call Nifty out because he's been putting stats in my sheet, and apparently he's the #1 Voyager with a Voyage score of 6,362. Might need to go and fix that. So if anyone's using the Daj bot on any of the time on any of the Discords, just ignore that.
and also Rutherford's got 5 collections plus. When you add all that up, plus as we've talked about numerous times, all the other benefits you get from the Uber campaign, I'd say there's a hell of a lot of worse things you could do with your money if you want to spend your money in the game. If you don't want to spend the money in the game, then obviously don't go near it. I think I was reading Big Book app, and there seemed to be some shade being thrown about the EV suit trait.
Ooh.
I don't know what halfwit wrote wrote the big book notes for this. But it was throwing some shade, and I sort of scratched my head and looked. Well, I said, WRG automatically made him EV suit because 3-star Commander Scotty is in the same suit is EV suit. So Rutherford has to be. Again.
Yeah, I think they did classify. Same with the Breen, Breen Kieran, Breen Ducat. They classified those suits as environmental suits because they were designed to work in a hostile environment, which kind of makes sense.
So as I say, the big book notes we need rewriting, and
rebuttal from Frank. Point to Walt. Well, welcome to Pros and Cons.
Objection.
Sustained.
To be fair, I really did not pay attention to the crew when I wrote the note, nor did I even look at the crew. I just looked at a few things and banged my hand on the keyboard a bunch and handed it off and said, "Here you go." And tier 1 crap. There we go. Perfect.
Why is my head not in queue?
Sorry.
And now I agree because this is the famous motion picture Wrath of Khan Scotty EV suit where he's down in engineering, working his ass off at the warp core, carrying his dead cousin. Like, it didn't work so well for his dead cousin, so it's not a really good EV suit. But nephew, whatever it was, he's dead anyway. Peter Preston, midshipman. Yeah, I think so. I've forgotten. I haven't watched it this week. But Lower Decks is all about the homage. They do an homage to everything. So, of course, the engineer in this case is going to be referenced back to, that motion picture era, which is a classic era, and something that immediately, when you see that, you do immediately think Scotty, and you immediately think engineering. So I'm actually fine with it in reality being EV suit. I took more offense to it being Mirror Universe and EV suit because I figured, well, if they're going to pull one collection, they may pull two. So
let it all stand. Let them justify it. The same way that Human Helix is an original, except he's not. He's in the film. Right, I'm going to stop. I'll stop belying that point. How about, speaking of fantastic engineers, we'll finish this waft of crew with Chief Engineer Scott, the featured card from a couple of events ago, but worth talking about since, Frank, you worked so tirelessly hard to get multiple copies of him. How have you cited him, and how is he faring in your amazing roster?
I did burn out all my gold boosts and most of my purple boosts in that event, so I won't be doing that again. I'm trying to find him right now. I forget what's his skill order even.
Second
under,
command.
Like, security. Yeah, there he is. He's actually on a voyage right now.
Fantastic.
So I had a problem with his artwork, and Jimmy Doohan was such a wonderful human. The things he did for people in private at conventions, the way he treated fans with respect and love and acceptance back then. In the modern world, we tend to accept people for whatever they are, whoever they are, whatever they want to be. We try. Back in the day, that wasn't necessarily always a thing. But he's very famously somebody who was that way and let people know, hey, you know what? The world sucks, life's difficult, but I'm here, you're here. Let's have a good time. I'm always happy to see a Scotty card. We rarely get the movie Scotties. We get a lot of TOS heavy stuff. And this is one of very few. I think the only other Monster Maroon Scotty is from Star Trek IV, the Hello Computer 4-star. The pose doesn't exist anywhere in the movie. It's allegedly from Star Trek VI. And the headshot is from his press release for Generations.
Okay, random.
Yeah, and the body is like he never holds his belt and stands there.
a much slimmer man than James Stewart was.
Yes.
Yeah.
He, at this point in his life, bless it, he was a war veteran. He was a lot of things. He was not a svelte size 38-40 as this artwork appears. And the only other issue that I had with the artwork, other than he appeared a little jaundicey or cartoony compared to sometimes they do really hyper realistic art. If you zoom in, if you're able to, it looks like he's wearing socks.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
In that era of the movies, they
They were
very
boots.
famously had boots, and there was a little flourish at the bottom of the pant where they tucked in, where it kind of stuck out. I don't know the proper term for it, but and in here he's just got his long pants on and his socks, and he's walking around the house getting his evening drink and going back up to bed.
That's pretty much yeah. He's sort of just stepped out of Uhura's quarters and sort of gone to fix something. For those that don't remember the Final Frontier, yes, they did try and set up Scotty and Uhura in a romance. But yeah, I don't like the art. I don't like the art at all. I think it's and it's also a weird variant. Like this is, I think the impetus. I think the flavor text refers to him stopping the assassination at the Star Trek 6. If you don't mind reading it, please, Frank.
While the crew exposed the Kittimer plot, Scotty saved the Federation president by shooting Colonel West.
There you go. So yeah, the pose doesn't do anything to reflect that. He's just kind of standing there. It's really weird. So in terms of like, a faithfulness card, like you could just pick this card and go, oh yeah, that's Chief Engineer Scott, but kind of looking at the details, you're a bit like, okay. And also, why is he desperate? I don't understand the desperate tag here.
Desperately trying to stop Klingon West or something. Is that
Maybe
He had to climb stairs because you remember West was at
That's
the
true,
very
yeah.
top at the crow's nest perch.
Yeah, there was no stair lift, was there? So he
No, so Scotty had to desperately climb stairs, which luckily he could do, being a svelte size 38, and in great shape here.
Yeah.
And in socks, grippy socks, hopefully, and get there quickly to kick open the door and very famously stand there and hold his belt and say, "Laddie."
yeah. That was a good laddie. He doesn't have the jury rigger trait, which most Scotties don't, which I appreciate doesn't apply to the situation, but applies to the character. So this is as a result, he has 0 collections, which is not a great card. We're entering that winter of not great cards that will fall very quickly, despite his good skill set.
Again, he's not far from terrible, but there's getting to be, as we just talked about, 2 cards tonight who with the same triplet who will outdo him if you get them. If you get him, and if you don't have Tribble Herder, he will fill a gap for you.
You will indeed. All right, let's talk about something else now, because we've gone through all the crew. We've gone through the news. We have a little bit extra news tonight as well. So, as some vicious rumours of going cast that I can only all but confirm, you may have heard that perhaps myself and Stars and Auto are no longer playing the game at the moment. I'm having a break. I'm taking time off from the game just to kind of chill out and maybe come back when I've had I think after the whole layoffs thing, I just kind of went, I'm just going to put this down for a moment and see what I... So, still want to bring you Timelines Talks. We still want to do that. And we're here this week, and we're still informed enough to do that. So this one and next month's Timelines Talks still be going ahead. But Frank has very kindly, very boldly offered to step up and say, hey, why don't we do the long-awaited Timelines Talks USA at a more acceptable hour? And he's already regretting the decision by the look in his eyes, which we thought...
I was in bed this morning and I thought, oh God, what have I done?
What have I done?
I just want to uninstall the game.
I just want to live. But no, I do appreciate it, because I think like the plan to the talks we were having was like we want to set it more a US time zone. So this was the Timelines Talks will probably happen at an unsociable hour for myself, but maybe something more reasonable for the American time zones, which of course we'll still do all the normal things. And I'm kind of going to leave it up to Frank to say, do what you will with it until I come back, or until whenever, and then we'll work things out, and maybe I'll throw in a little extra Timelines Talks European edition and see what happens there. But that's on the cards. We're not starting it straight away. We're going to work things out. Frank has to work out how a computer works and boot up his Commodore 64 and make sure all that happens. But yeah, at some point we'll be moving over that way, because I can't, as much as I enjoy sitting here with you guys talking every week about timelines, if I'm not playing it I feel like a bit of a hypocrite. It's like, yeah, and there's all these voyage ranks and shit, who knows. So we'll do things like that. But as far as watching on YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube or the podcast, nothing will really change there for you. It'll just be a slightly different time it's up, but we'll still be doing timelines talks and other things as well.
You're not going to do it at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
Here I am.
That's why I say
it's just a mid-season replacement, and then we're gonna get canceled 4 episodes in, and
retooled.
They'll bring the original cast back, and it'll be like nothing happened, and then we'll be on some collection DVD 10 years in the future under the special features.
There'll be rarity to the time of talk.
There will be, yeah. Do you remember this? Yeah.
See the episode. Ooh.
So we thought we'd call it
screened it again.
Timelines Talks Next Generation. I think you're going to get together with Auto and Big, American side. Maybe Stars, because I know Stars is a bit of a night owl. He might even pop in. But yeah, that'll probably happen. We're still going to do next month's Timelines Talks, and then we'll see where we are from that. Still going to continue with all our other wonderful stuff on our YouTube channel, like the Star Trek, and Pros and Cons, and continuing playing Star Trek games. Still going to do all that on Wednesdays. I might start a few other little series. I might play some more Star Trek Online soon. But how about, before we sign off, before we say bye-bye to the wider world of you guys, how about we do a few Beholder Me's? We haven't done them in so long. Let's do that. So let me turn that off and turn that on. Beep, boop, 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 boop. I need a tricorder noise from one of the two of you, please.
Hold on.
Brilliant. Oh, I can't have that one because that's an invisible image for some reason. Let's try that one. There we go. Your choices are 2 stars on Mirror Data, 0 stars on Twilight Archer, or 0 stars on Zachian Adira. A choice here. Do you want a disappointing data? Hey, Siete, how are you?
That data is no good.
He has aged poorly.
The trouble is, again, the other two you got no stars on them. So which would you want to start? I think I've got the Archer maxed out, and I don't think he does anything for me. I think he is verging on not only use. What's his skill set? I don't remember.
I should really put that on the screen, shouldn't I? Let's consult the Big Book of Hold advice.
But I do like Zahi and Adira. I probably use her too much than I should for sensible, but I kind of like a few of us. I make some of my choices from the heart rather than the head. So I would probably be going with Adira on this. She, other than the recent purple that she got, she was going through a really strong phase of having just great crew. You know, Adira Tal, EDF Adira, and Zahi and Adira were all good crew that you could use for voyages and stuff. So and trill trait, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Easy trill.
She must be in the.
Wait, no, she's not trill. She's Zahian.
Does she not get a trill trait still?
Oh, I don't know actually.
Zahian trill.
I don't know if they knocked it off for that version. I can't spell.
Let's have the Zahian trait. Will make her.
No, she is still trill. She is still trill. Okay.
Yeah, so Zahian trill, 100% retrievable. So if she's in the portal, she must be by now.
Yeah.
You better go and retrieve her and get some more stars on her. So yeah, I'd be taking Adira on this one.
Frank.
If there is a mirror data size gun to my head, and this is my behold, and I'm picking, which means that my game is in such a state that I have mirror data at 2 stars. So a lot of people in chat for podcast listeners are saying, keep the slot, just take the data and move on.
It's a valid theory. I can't argue with it really. It's hard
for this behold, yeah.
It's hard for me to disagree with chat here. You bring up, to your point, you bring up a lot of good ideas about Adira's usefulness versus everybody else. All of these are, to my knowledge, very easily retrievable. But if you are going to point Mirror Data's Mega Man-sized laser arm cannon at me, which is weird because they cut it off right before the good part. I've always hated that about that art. I would pick Archer because of the artwork, because I would make him my avatar, and I use him all the time on my custom bridges because there's nothing funnier than, oh God, this, and that just perfectly encapsulates this behold.
Yeah, I think I'd go with Adira. I like filling out these little niche roles, and Apollo comes up. She's very good for nodes for fleet boss battles. So yeah,
She is.
that's a good one. Okay, let's spin it again. Walt, I need some beeping. Oh, that's good. I think that's Geo. Okay, your choices are 0 stars on Assimilated Janeway, 0 stars on that new Jem'Hadar whose name I can't remember, and 4 stars on Mira Bashir. What's his name? Ikatil?
Ikatanaka Rex or
Something. Oh, that's it. Yeah, right. Rex. Yeah, 0 stars on Rex. So another choice between: do you finish Bashir or do you take some new Borg Jem'Hadar goodness?
The Jem'Hadar dude's good, isn't he? He's quite.
He was
strong,
good.
but hasn't he got an awful skill set? Isn't he like Command IPSec or something?
Rax, isn't he? Hang on. Ixtana Rax. There we go.
Right.
He's command. Sorry, no, he's sec command eng, which isn't horrible, but he's mostly a shuttle piece.
This is again. That Bashir, he's got a couple of collections and he's what's he mirror position.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
And/or Bashir, I like that one, Shy. He is survivalist, mirror, and eugenics, or augment.
Engineered, yeah.
I'd probably take that Janeway.
You know,
I
so
really
she's-
like that Janeway variant, just for art.
Yeah, but again, she's no good, is she?
Not really, but I like the point. Oh yeah, event Siete says she's there's always a Janeway event. At
Yeah,
some
yeah,
point.
Janeway event. I want to give her the. But again, what world are you in? You've got 4 stars on Bashir and nothing on Janeway.
I've had beholds like this. I'm going, oh no. Oh,
I
Janeway's
don't think
tier
I've got that
9 now.
Bashir at
Wow.
all. I haven't got that Bashir at all, and I think I've got that Janeway finished. So
Yeah,
it'd
I
be a
have,
different choice
I
for
have
me.
both done.
He's the only good Jem'Hadar in the game.
I like he's slightly smaller as well.
Slightly diminutive. I'd be tempted to take. If I had the slot, I'd take the Jem'Hadar. If I was being picky on my slots, it'd be.
Yeah.
I'd just take the star and finish Bashir off and get rid of him and get free up a slot completely. That's what that'd do for me.
Assimilated Janeway from a time in the game's history where it seemed like, comically, every week we got a new Janeway variant. And much to the chagrin of everybody, because we were on Janeway Burnout, and we got the mirror Janeway with the eye patch and the R meaty pirate, and then this one, which was like, I forgot she even had 3 skills still just now. She was 2 skill. And we joked that we were going to get Discovery Janeway. It was going to happen. Somebody photoshopped Janeway on the bridge in the Monster Blues and said,
Oh yeah.
it's coming soon to a game. And I wouldn't totally be shocked if they found a way to do it. Conversely, Mirror Bashir at 4 stars, there's never been and there will never be a good Mirror Universe card from DS9.
There might be.
So I would probably, I doubt that. You can't name me one that there could possibly be.
Oh
They're all
no,
terrible.
well no. Certainly not a top Voyager.
I would venture a guess that as good as the best Jem'Hadar in the game is, Bashir would have more usefulness. The problem is, if you take that final star, you're more than likely to freeze him, and that stops his usefulness entirely.
It's like you played this game before.
I know. I will.
Well, no,
I
because
would-
taking a star might complete a collection tier.
That's true, and that'll allow you to pull a premium pack that may be a reward from that collection, where he will pop up as a option. How would that? I would actually say, shockingly, I will agree and say take Bashir.
Wow, we're taking a lot of stars today. Nothing new for our rosters. Let's spin it again. Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, all fresh choices. 0 stars on our man Bashir, Julian Bashir. 0 stars on not really cabaret but drinking anyway, Giorgio. And 0 stars on Changeling in Our Heart, but not in a new season, with Changeling Founder. This is... I think it's a toss-up between Bashir and Giorgio. I can't remember what Giorgio's like. I've forgotten what her stats were. There's too many goddamn games in games in this cards. Cards in these games.
She's recent. I think she was pretty good.
She's decent, yeah. Well,
she was in August of last year. She was a Tuesday pack. She is command sec dip, but she has very good traits, and she has a pretty decent voyage score. I think she's top 100 Voyager.
108. Oh, it's boosted.
Oh
no, yeah, 108. She's still, yeah, she's there. Round of one.
I'm partial to her.
Well,
I might have gotten first to max on her, so I'm kind of partial. Maybe, I don't know.
Bashir is in Costume Party, Physician, Gambler, Eugenics, and the Arman Bashir Vanity. He also...
there we are. He's won just on all those collections. Just that's a double 6 for me. He's...
Yeah. Anyone going to vote for Changeling Founder here? Let me have a look at her. I've forgotten what she's doing.
Cranky brings up a good point. You need the Founder to unlock, unless they've released a new card lately. You need the Founder to unlock a node somewhere on the galaxy map.
Yep.
I don't think. Well, I think I've only got her recently, and I've had the galaxy map finished for a while. I don't.
Did you have 4-star diseased Founder?
Very possibly. That might be the one. Yeah. But yeah, she's in Diplomat, and she has 4 traits. So yeah, 4 traits, 2 skills, no fucks.
She was, when the game came out, her stats were crazy because she had like these big, at the time, those were big bases and big rolls, and it was like, whoa,
she's gauntletable.
Pre-voyage. It was like, wow, that's impressive, but boy, that card sucked. But the artwork, that is trivia, that is one of my top 3 favorite arts in the game, because it is so hyper realistic, like a photograph of the actual character, which back then the artwork in the very early game was all hand drawn and hand painted by people. So it never always looked just right, and this one was like far and away, to me at least, and I may have been doing Ketracel White, I don't know, but I was like, this is really good.
Praise the gods.
I'm actually going to, despite my love for Giorgio and everything anywhere all at once that she does, I'm going to go with Bashir only because of his utility in fleet boss battles. He is a rock star.
He's got all the traits, every single one. You can't fight it. Okay, let's spin it one more time. And chat, I need you to give me the noise now. I'm going to spin it. So chat, get ready with your beeps and your boops. Here it goes. I'm not going to stop it until I see a beep or a boop or a whoop whoop or a wobble wop. There we go. Frags there. Oh, this one's an interesting one to finish on. 0 stars on, is it 5 of 12? I forget his name now. 0 stars on Chancellor Azet Aber, or 0 stars on Platonian Chekhov.
Is he costumed?
Not anymore. He was fairly good when he came out. Is he still good? No. He's only got 2 collections. Tier 7. Chat, you're doing amazing work there.
Well, Void-wise, I think Azeppa's the clear leader here. She's rare in that she's one of only... might still be one of only 2 politicians without Command IPSEC.
Yes, because she's got Med as well.
Because she's got Med, and the other one is Grand Nagus Rom. Revenge. So she's got that sort of Med tertiary, which helps. She's Voyager's a little bit for me. I've got her maxed out. Voyager's a little bit, not massively. Again, that command dip primary secondary has got, as we all know, got a lot of competition in there. So it's not uncommon for people up there to struggle. But she does get some. Brutal. I think she gets brutal seats. Obviously Klingon seats. I think if you get Klingon seats for command and I forget what you get.
I don't think so.
You definitely get brutal though, don't you? So
yeah, brutal always counts.
So I love the film, and we waited for the card for ages. So
yeah,
I'm afraid.
And the artwork's
an easy
gorgeous. One of my favourite artworks out of that sort of series of events. I think it was there. Her and Kempek came out relatively close to each other. I was like, no, Azet Bird looks stunning.
5 or 12 isn't going to do anything for anyone. Again,
he used to be good.
Some nodes. I don't know. I don't have Chekhov, so I don't even know if he's any good for node finishing.
Not the best. He's only got 5 traits: Federation, Starfleet, Human, Resourceful, Telekinetic. So you don't need.
Yeah, when we get that collection.
Telekinetic.
What's there, like half a dozen crew with telekinetic or something like that?
Not a great deal.
All the some of the Plutonian ones and Mitchell.
There are 9 crew with telekinetic. Frank, who are you picking?
God, the choices. So, I mean, I should be partial to 5 of 12. I did get, in full disclosure, I did get first and max on that one. Exactly 4 years and 3 months ago. So that card is showing its age at the time. Really powerful, good Voyager, unique skill being Command Sec Eng, and a good Borg card. Good Borg cards were hard to come by, with the exception of Locutus, always tier 1. Praise Locutus. There have been a shortage, I would argue, of really good Borg cards, and I think in the future we're not going to see any good Borg cards anytime soon.
None at all.
So that being said, Chekhov is Drek. He had his moment in the sun when he was costumed, and he was a Voyage homeboy, and then he actually turned out to get canceled because he wore nothing under the toga, and they took the costume trait away, and he's been sent off to jail. He is not useful, and I will just be a repeater here and say, for the quality and the detail of that artwork and the fact that it is a brilliant performance from one of my favorite Star Trek movies, and a card that we wanted for a long time, I absolutely have to just go ahead and say I'm going to take 5 of 12.
I should have seen it coming. All right. Well, I think that wraps us up for this week. Well, thank you for joining us, Frank. Thank you for turning up. Chat, you guys have always been a pleasure. We will see you soon. We'll see you next week on this channel for Klingon Honor Guard, which me and Stars are going to be starting. It's going to be a great lot of fun. And as I said before, keep an eye on the channel. Thank you, Cranky. Keep an eye on the channel for Charity Day news on April 23rd. It's all going to kick off. We've got some exciting people coming on board, including Bonnie Gordon, Aaron Waltke, Bill Krause, Thomas Moreau. We've got podcast coming towards us. It's going to be 9 hours of pure fun and antics and all rounds. But from myself, live long and prosper, ta-ra, and take me away, Kate Colombo.
It'll be one more case to tell her about, won't it, Chief Inspector?